Hello, healers, for pile number 1 for the Shiva Lingam and for the Wild Archetype Healer card. This is your reading. What is your miracle in this time of conjunction, this time of possibility? What is your miracle? Okay, we have here first the Lovers. And I see this as a little bit of alchemy itself, the masculine, the feminine, the spear pointing downwards, the triangle pointing downwards. We have here some sacred geometry, the merging of masculine and feminine. We have to the other side the goat, or sometimes seen as a unicorn. We have the old and the new, the magical and the real. So this reading is your miracle is about creating something totally new that has not existed before. This is your second card, Harmony, the balance of forces, the interplay, the cosmic fabric of the universe, how all is one and yet there is also this separateness. So being able to discern for yourself what is real and what is more intangible, being able to hold on to what is solid, a sense of balance, light and dark. I feel like this reading is about integration, coming into a deeper sense of, oh, here another card popped out for us, interference. Yeah, so you can see here, this makes sense to me in what I'm reading too, and just intuitively. You can see the sense of aggression, all these swords coming at this tree. And the tree is still standing. The swords cannot hack it down, even with 8 strong swords. You can also see here in the I Ching the sense of stacking, the sense of like something weighing on something else, like a kind of oppression. So you've been dealing with some kind of oppression, healer. And this is not an unfamiliar story, because to be a healer is a challenging path. This is your destiny to understand how to cut through untruths, how to move past oppression, how to get past seemingly unforeseeable barriers, and how to grow strong and beautiful and root and rise despite what is coming at you, what is aggressive, and what is the antithesis of healing. Your work begins with this sense of creation. This is where your magic started, was really at the origin of you. This is your birthright. This is where you're heading towards now. You've really been doing a lot of work to be more emotionally balanced and centered. You've been finding new tools to regulate your emotions, to sense what your strength really is, to know that you can see yourself in the other, and you can also know what is beautiful and unique about you, and that is a gift. You don't have to see through negative eyes like in the past. Maybe others judged you or didn't understand your gift. And you can even see that through the eyes of love, which is amazing. You can see that that was a limitation based on that person's wounds. So the superpower of the healer, being able to see even through time, past, present, and future, what wounds require healing. And so you're understanding more your role right now is to balance, because everything requires a good foundation. You can't even have alchemy without balance. Chemistry is really a delicate thing. Life on earth is a delicate thing, so you have more of a sense of respect for that fragility. Maybe you had to go through a lot of imbalance, a sense of darkness. You're coming out of that. You don't need to dwell on it anymore. You've been there. You know what it's like to feel like all is lost and you can never access a state of equilibrium. You know what it's like to see the world as an unfair place. And you know that you can start to bring about more fairness, not only for you, but for others. You can start to tip the scales. And that's part of you finding your own harmony and centeredness. The law of as above, so below. You can even see it here with the stones. They're the same. It's interesting that message has come up a couple times in this reading. And if the second deck resonated for you at all, I would encourage you to listen to that, follow your intuitions. They might both resonate for you. This is the what's ahead for you, growing past all these growing pains, growing past everything that tries to oppress you and being stronger than it. And it's not like the defeat happened by smashing all the swords. You can see that some of them are smashed and some of them seem intact. One of them even pierced through. And yet you still have overcome this. So props to you. That is huge. I just want to give some space for that. Honor that miracle in you. I really feel that. I really resonate with that. Like it's touching me. I feel moved by your reading. I feel moved by your journey and what you've been through, and I empathize and I relate, maybe more than you know. So you have allies and you don't even realize it. You can see here there's two trees here, and there's others besides. See this one in the shadows? This is maybe someone you forgot about, or someone who loved you in the past. This is maybe a ghost, maybe someone who you lost, metaphorically, physically. You felt like they were lost, but they're still supporting you in some way. They're still sending good energy to you, is what I mean to say. You may not have any contact with your ancestors. You may not feel like you hear ancestral messages, but they're there just the same. They're showing up. Or the sense of like other allied forces are showing up for you in the future. And that's part of what makes this so beautiful. Like this central tree, that's you. You're amidst others like you. We're going through it, and maybe they haven't had as many swords, maybe they've had more come at them. And so you can share your wisdom and you can learn from others, just like finding those who've had similar journeys. You'll benefit from that sense of support. And just even if you don't seek it out, just know you're not alone. But you can find others who understand you, even if it feels like the world has been oppressive and doesn't want you to rise. That's not the whole truth. Everything you've gone through with grace. And I say grace because I think of it as like there's like something strong in us that is, it's like if you, whatever you believe in spiritually, we're aware that we're tapped into something that feels like it's like superhuman. Like how could I have overcome this? How could I have survived this? How could I have got through this oppressive time? Superhuman power. So that's your reading, healer. These three snakes and these three cards. So remembering the past as the gift of who you are, your innate beauty, your wholeness. The second card is about your growth and what you're learning to integrate and balance and what you're learning to harmonize. Integration, again, is about learning to find your center and your strength through things that you found you couldn't conquer before, unconquerable. And you're coming to them with new strength. And then the last card for you is your sense of rising and coming through all the oppression with strength. So I just really am grateful to encounter your energy and feel like you're well on your way. Thank you for having at least the curiosity to know what your miracle is. Sometimes we don't make room for miracles, and they're absolutely essential in life, because a miracle is just something like what is a miracle? Like, is it Santa Claus, or is it the fact that you woke up and are breathing again another day, even if maybe you've been sick or something? I think here, for what I'm reading for you, is you have a sense of skepticism about miracle, and yet the fact that you're able to exist and have these gifts at all is a miracle. So just acknowledge this earthly miracle of gift and balance and strength and resilience. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful day, and may your miracle be beautiful.